Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 hey. I've been wild.
What's up? It's your girl Justine.
And it's your girl Vina Nine.
And today we got Tony MC.
Yeah, what it do?
That's what you're most known by, right?
Yeah.
So what's the MC stand for?
That's actually my middle and my last name.
Oh,
I get it. I like it.
Yeah. My full name is Anthony Marcel Centeno, but that's
Right.
my government. You know what I mean?
Well,
Might
you
have
just
to cut
gave it
this out.
away to
We might have to cut
everybody
this
else.
out.
No, they're gonna find you.
yeah.
Things are going right now. Everybody's looking for everybody.
Straight up,
Put you right on blast.
Yeah,
Gonna
right.
Google your ass.
That's cool. Hey, at least the people I know and love know my government, so it is what it is.
Oh yeah, that's all that matters.
So now y'all know.
Are we
Y'all
family
know.
now?
Yeah. We kind of family right now.
I like that.
So what's up? I know you've been busy. I mean, we see you everywhere. Let's
I have
speak.
been busy.
This weekend was Revolt.
Yes.
Last week was the Hip Hop Awards.
Yeah,
we
so
were-
like,
we're all
Miami's
out there,
lit.
all out there. Yo,
Yeah.
Miami, I'm so proud of Miami because we've come a long way to at least be in a position that we can be, taken seriously. You know what I mean? Like with respect. I remember hearing a story about Luke talking about, he would go up to, at least up north, and they'd be like, the down south artists, we'll wait on them. You know what I mean?
Push it
It's
to
like,
the side.
push it to the side, like we're not in that era no more. We have so many different artists and producers, DJs, all that shit that are just blowing up.
I seen your tweet and you were just, I can't verbatim because my phone is broken. I did screenshot it, like I'm gonna ask him. But
Okay.
you were just you were like, you're excited and you're really happy for how far we've come.
Hell yeah.
So like who's exciting you the most? Like what up and coming artist out of Miami or South Florida like has you like, I'm so
There's a
glad they
lot.
finally can see him
There's
or her?
There's a lot. So, well, first of all, let's start with the obvious four. Denzel Curry, Zoe Dollars, Ball Greasy, Ski Mask, Slump God. They got their exposure at the
I'm
BET
just
Award.
new. I'm new to Slump Guy.
Yeah, I mean,
I
I know.
saw him
Well,
on
he's a Broward
Instagram,
boy. You know what I mean?
but-
I'm from Broward, so I mean, I've been following him for a little bit. Him and the whole Lil Pump clique. You know what I mean? Like that crew. I follow them. You know what I mean? And I've seen their progression and just how many different different areas and regions that they're big
touching,
in. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like their fan base is crazy right now. You know what I mean? And then you got Zoe Dollars, was he's blown up. He's already out there. But I'm most important of Ball Greasy for one.
Me too.
Because we've been hearing him for years. I don't know y'all from Florida, right? Like
No.
born and raised. Oh, okay,
No,
okay.
no.
Nah, for me, yo.
We've been here for a minute though.
Okay, but
Long
like
enough to
for
know.
me, yo, like I'm born and raised here, so in 06, 07, hearing Ball Greasy on the radio.
That's when I got here.
Like, yeah,
I'm like,
so
what's happening?
hearing his hit on the radio, like Sean and shit, like like Grimo, like all them dudes. Like I feel like Ball Greasy's the one that like ascended. Him and Ice Billy Bird, obviously.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Can't forget him. I feel like he got outshined. You know what I mean? Like overshine, whatever. You know what I mean? Like they should have at least like invited him to the ciphers. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. Something like that.
Who
You know
was
what I mean?
missing? Who was missing from that cipher? Oh,
I mean, they can only have 4 people.
Yeah,
right
this,
here.
this,
I mean,
yeah, and you know what? To be
I
honest
feel
with
like
you,
it should have been 2 or 3 of them, like a
feel
younger
that-
squad and then an older version of the
I
Miami.
mean, they kind
hip-hop
of did, but
scene.
they were also trying to stick with what's relevant too. You know what I mean? Like Ball Greasy's been, out of that, entire camp. Like I feel that, Ball Greasy's the one that's like, has a hit single right now and stuff like that.
I heard that, I was like,
Granted,
he got one.
Bird got a lot of mixtapes and stuff. He's dropped 3 this year alone, more than that. You know what I
Right.
mean? But I feel that they're just looking for the visually, like
Appealing.
social media type. The hype. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and BT is national,
Yeah,
almost
and
global.
it's
You gotta be
exactly.
able to,
Shit,
connect
BET
with,
International was there, so it was a global
you gotta
event.
be able to connect to people on the West Coast, all that.
Yeah, you have to be able to represent both. But I really feel that Miami was pretty well represented this time
Oh, yeah,
around.
for sure.
Especially
For the first
since
time ever.
exactly, especially since it was hosted right at the Fillmore. You know what I mean?
Yes.
That Uncle Luke
Tribute.
performance.
Man, yo, everybody out of my seats, man. I remember I was sitting there, I was watching it. Yo,
Yeah,
I was,
we was there.
yeah, everybody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I feel like if you are that much connected, you find yourself in there. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
for
Just
sure.
to like experience how the culture and just everybody just finally winning and shit.
Yeah.
So you have to be there for that. So
That was lit.
I feel that the best part of that was when he brought out Mr. Mix,
Yeah.
like towards the end, like RIP China Man, like that dude, You know what I mean? He was Two Live Crew, like he was founder. You know what I mean? So for them to give him that shine finally on national TV, like all the respect, man. And you know, like obviously they've had their problems over the years, but I feel like now they're in a better space. You know
Was
what I mean?
Brother Maurice here?
I think Marquise. I think he was. I think he was.
I didn't see him on stage.
You know what? I want to say he was either like in the vicinity. I know he was in the area. You know what I mean? Like I know he was there. Like I saw him there.
I saw him there.
Yeah.
Oh, you said Luke's speech was lit, but it was
Luke's
like
speech was
it was
lit.
it was probably one of the best speeches I ever heard, just because it was so real. And like, if you follow hip hop, I've never seen Luke win any award, anything.
He was saying that. He was definitely
never
saying
mentioned, and like they'll put him on like a hip hop
like
documentary
or a
something,
documentary,
but it's real quick. You
yeah,
know, it's
you're
like,
right. You're right.
Oh, he did this. He went to court, and
Then
then
he
they
has never
skip
had.
over it.
Yeah, he's
Nobody's
never
giving
had
his just due.
a specific award, like particularly for Luke. You know what I mean? The I Am Award, they brought it back for Luke.
That's
so
crazy.
like it's big for him, you know, and especially big for the city. I feel that this kind of recognition needs to happen more often. You know what I mean?
I agree.
And even with our newer artists, you know what I mean, like our Latin artists, like our our artists that are still, that are up and down Florida. You know Tampa got people. You know Jacksonville is lit. You know what I mean? Like all of Florida, I felt like was represented well. You know, from the introduction, you saw the I'm So Hood.
Right.
You had
You
Pain,
felt it.
you had Plies, you had Trick Daddy, you had Flow,
But
you
that
had
was that
Ross.
06, 07, 05
but that was
era.
the
That
prime.
era was
But
like
that was the
everybody was
prime.
connected.
You know, and
So
Khaled, obviously, shout out to Khaled because it would be
He repped so hard.
He goes
he reps
super
so hard,
and that's
yeah.
another person that's not from Miami.
exactly. But you know what the thing is too. But he started off like in the right place in Miami. Like, obviously, 96 Mix was dope for him. That was his, like the way to get his foot in the door.
Right.
But once he got to JAMZ,
JAMZ.
like it was a wrap. You know what I mean? Like it was a total wrap because he was able to gain his fan base. He was able to get, obviously is, not just, Miami and, Florida around him. He was able to get national reach,
Right.
you know what I mean?
Right.
And, through that, like obviously that was the last stop before he was like, all right, I'm gonna be an artist now, an artist DJ. And look where he's at.
Took
I
off.
know.
So he started off at 99 JAMZ. You're currently at 99 JAMZ. Tell us how you got there.
What
What
do
do you
obviously, for 99 JAMZ, I work promotions, so I run up all the different events and stuff like that. Head that setup is done, along with my, amazing team. I have a huge team. Shout out to them. They're always, so diligent to like get the job done
Yeah,
and
y'all
make sure
are
that
like-
it pops off. You know what I mean?
Y'all are like a family.
99
over
JAMZ.
there.
Yeah,
Every time it's like a
yeah.
family.
Y'all at an event, it's the core, but when we see y'all interact with each other, it's like, dang, they don't only work with each other, they look like they friends.
Yeah, all of it. Yeah, for sure. And you know what it is? It's just, with us, it's like a internal, like indefinite, like networking type of thing. Because we're always looking for what's, I know you know this, like, you know what I mean? Especially for like what I do, like as a journalist, like there's always, somebody that comes up to me like, yo, like what can we do here? Like, like how can we do this? Like, oh, can we get this there? You know what I mean? So it's always a different like experience, just not just on a work level, but like, like on a professional level too,
sure.
especially for what I do.
You sound like the plug.
Huh?
You sound like the plug. Are you the plug?
I bet you he gets
I
treated
mean,
like he is the plug.
I do definitely get treated like I'm
I'm
the
sure
plug,
you get
yo.
the text, hey, can you get me in?
I get
Hey,
those
what's
texts
up
all the
with
time,
tickets?
yo. Listen, and I do what I can, you feel
Right.
me? But not
It's
everybody
work.
can get in this shit,
He
yo.
working, he working,
Especially for the
y'all.
past couple
Leave him
events that we've
alone.
had, yo. Like,
It's been a little tight.
we've had a lot of people come through for jams, especially like Uncensored. We've
Yeah.
had, obviously we've
Cardi.
had Cardi.
Yeah.
We had recently French. We
Yeah.
had French Montana come through. We've had, the legend beforehand. We've had Trick. We've had Trina. We've had, Khaled. The list goes on. Fat Joe, 50 Cent. Like, it's, it's getting, a lot more like hype is surrounding it.
Do
You
you
know what I
think
mean?
not only it's because you're in such a big market, because Miami is a huge market for
It is.
music, but is it the appeal that 99 JAMZ brings? Because the events you guys throw, you're very intertwined with the community. So do you think artists feel like I need to be at 99 JAMZ because of that?
Yeah, but at the same time, they can say that about, the other radio stations that are out here, you know what I mean? It's all about promotion at the end of the day.
Right.
And for me, it wasn't necessarily about exposure with 99 JAMZ. Like, I've always had just personal connection with it, just hearing it when I was in school, you know what I
Okay.
mean? Like, growing up with these personalities.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I've been hearing Khaled, Felicia Monet, Entice, like, I've been hearing, and Nasty for sure. I've been hearing them since I was in high school, you know what I mean?
Right.
Grade school. So for me to like actually like be able to get an opportunity to work with them is it's crazy.
Where'd you go to college at?
I went to FIU.
Okay.
Yeah, go Panthers.
You study journalism?
Yeah. Study journalism.
Okay.
All communications majors over here?
Yeah.
Wait,
Wait,
come on,
hold
let's
up.
do this.
Gotcha. Wait, but hold on. What kind of communication though?
Broadcast journalism.
Broadcast journalism?
Yeah. She's
Wait, hold on.
PR.
PR?
Yeah. No, it was a joint program. It was a master's program. It was like PR and advertisement.
Oh, that's cool.
But I was a business major undergrad.
Oh, okay. So you understand the hustle.
Yeah,
it's
I'm
all
on the marketing
honestly,
side.
all
it
the
is.
things.
Yeah.
But I didn't do PR because I didn't feel like writing, which you probably do
I
very
mean,
well.
I felt like writing, but I didn't feel like doing PR.
Yeah, PR is a whole other beast.
You
Yeah.
get to be creative with your writing, right?
Yeah, that's what it is. You know what I mean? Like, and factual.
You gotta find people to like and pitch it to them, and it's like, I ain't trying to do that.
Yep.
So
Exactly.
what else do you want to do? Like, okay, your promotions at 99 Jams. You write for New Times?
No, actually, I did write for them for a while.
Okay.
That's when I first came back to Florida. That's who I was writing for. New Times and Vibe magazine. Currently, right now, I'm only writing for Vibe magazine, Billboard, and I got some other stuff coming up too. But my past credits, past credits, include Mass Appeal. I've had work up in Inflexy Trust, which is Fun Master Flex's blog up north. A couple of the Source magazine as well.
Right.
So that's pretty much it. But I started at Vibe. That's how I started my career. I started my career in New York at Vibe magazine.
That's dope. You ever want to write for the Antisocialites?
I got my own blog right now. I got my own blog now.
That. So
TonyMC.tv. That's my own venture.
I like that.
That's what I'm doing right now. So I'm trying to do my own content, push whichever artist I feel that needs that shine. Because I feel like there's artists that don't get that, especially from out here.
Right.
And I'm out. I'm trying to do a whole bunch of things.
Yeah.
It's an open platform for me right now. So I'm just going with the flow right now.
I feel like
And it's brand new to me. You know what I mean?
And I feel like it's the time for people that want to create their own platform. Like it's the perfect time right now because if you want to do a podcast, do it.
I feel like the competition right now is it's kind of like mediocre to say the least. I'm not saying no shots at yours.
I know you ain't talking
You know what I mean? Like y'all, I'm not shot at any shots at yours either. I'm just saying though, for like the past. They're gone. You know what I mean?
Maybe.
Like everybody else right now that I feel that I work with and that I really like network with are up and coming, just like I am. You feel me? Like we all on the bottom here.
Yeah, we
at the bottom of the map, literally. So like I just feel that now is the time for everybody to really like get up on their shit and get serious about it because now is that time.
But the thing
especially for Miami, getting all the press that it's getting right now.
It would be pretty dope if everybody that was doing it like did it together and made sure that it became a thing, so that we had those powers that could push people to where they need to go. Because I think that's what it is. There's nobody to give that
and you know what it is too? It's not even just with media. It's been like that with music out here for a minute.
Right.
Like that's why Florida artists, I feel like they're always on their own grind. They always got their own fan bases because they're always on their own hustle.
Right.
Like they always know, like, okay, cool. Like I'm gonna make a record with him. I'm gonna do something with him. I'm gonna do like whatever with her. Whatever. But in reality, it's my own. This is me right here. It's tunnel vision. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
I mean, I feel like that's how Kodak got so big. It's so big. You know what I mean?
Kodak,
Like
Denzel.
You know what I mean? But at the same time, like Kodak, he be co-signing. He got his people. Shout out to Coley P and all them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I feel that he was really like so focused on himself and his own career and his own rhymes that look where he is right now. You know what I mean? Like, and I feel that artists out here, like, should they go that route? Cool, but you gotta exceed that. You know what I mean? If you all like the way that that's why I mess with cliques like C9 and Denzel Curry. They all push it. They push each other. You know what I mean? They may not be the clique that they used to be, but Nell, Rel, like all them dudes. You know what I mean? Like JK the Reaper, like all them, like they're still together. Like 12 them. Look at 12 them. You know what I mean? And he's in his own lane that's completely separate from them.
Oh, yeah. Ain't
But they still
touching
rocking
right.
it. You know what I mean? Like, and even duos around the country, like they always end up coming back and finding each other at the end of the day. So I feel that with Miami artists, with Miami media, like that's how it is. You know what I mean? Like you got to be able to at least like know that y'all are cool and we can progress together. And you know, we're gonna see each other at the same events anyway, so why not be cool? You know what I mean?
That's a good point.
Yeah, exactly.
People can be nice to each other.
Yeah.
I know you see people and they don't speak one day and then the next they do, and it's like.
Yeah, exactly.
I know we were cool.
Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, exactly.
I swear I just hugged you, and I don't hug everybody.
Yeah, exactly, yo. But you know, sometimes it is what it is, you know. And then there's people who are like, they're like, yo, connected with everybody. You know what I mean? And you know, I feel like that's how I am. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a person that kind of like, I'm cool with all the circles. You know what I mean? Like, and that's, you know what I mean? I try not to hold no beef because there's no point in this industry.
It's not.
Because at the end of the day, if they're gonna be beef, you know, some people gonna have to get thrown under the bus.
I didn't know you were so petty. We gotta find Nori.
Nah, yo,
put him in petty game. We gotta put him in petty game.
No, let me say, y'all, none of this goes towards the Drink Champs because they are like up there, yo. They are the top of Miami media at this point, yo. They have done so much, yo, in such little time, which is why I've done so much respect. But their stuff has been planned in over the years.
Right.
So like that's why I'm like, yo, like, I give all the respect for them,
Yeah.
yo. But me and Nora, we cool, man. As far as like petty levels, I mean, I don't know. Nora's a pretty petty dude, bro. You know, but shout out to him, man. Like, yo, he be killing it. And EFN, of course. Those my homies, man. They actually just got the new spot not too far from me.
Yeah.
Y'all been there, right? It's dope, man. Shout out to 8 and 9 too. 8 and 9 don't come
You gotta shout out all the home labels, the people that really put the city on.
We have to, because you know what? At the end of the day, they are the OGs.
The young OGs.
And you know, young OGs, but you know, not Nori and EFN, they're OGs in their own rights. Because not only is Nori, you know, the superstar rapper that, you know, we grew up with, but EFN has been around since the 90s, pushing mixtapes.
We interviewed him, and once he told us his story, like,
so you know.
Nah, he's definitely somebody that people have to, like, cause you know, I feel like with Drink Champs, people look and they hear Nori talk, and EFN, they don't know his backstory.
Yeah, and you know
they
what?
know how like crucial he was to Miami culture.
Exactly.
Like,
That's the most important thing, though. Like, as long as the people understand that, and I feel that I express that with each time I even bring him up, because he does not only like, you know, he does a podcast and stuff like that. He's pushed mixtape. He's worked albums
and documentaries.
Clothing, yeah, exactly. Coming Home is amazing series. I'm pretty sure they're in the process of making another one right now. You know what I mean?
They went to Columbia.
That was the last one, I think.
Yeah. But I mean, they've got so much stuff in the stash that it's just They
got people you can learn
They got some content for days, you know what I mean, for years.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you got Tony, MCTV.
Yes.
What else are you looking forward to for the end of, because you know 2017 about to be done.
Got like 2-3 more months?
Yeah.
I'm actually, I haven't really said this in public like that, but
Go ahead and say it.
Are we getting the exclusive?
You're gonna see an exclusive,
Okay,
I guess. So I mean, I'm trying to get into playlists.
Okay.
Like I'm trying to curate some like really dope playlists.
Got you.
Not just from Miami, but you know, national, international. I want to get into Latin.
I'll tune in.
You know what I mean, like you know what I mean, like I'm trying to get into that because that's honestly like I love writing and I will always stick to it. But I feel like playlisting is like the new wave. Like it's like, and essentially it's like being a DJ.
It is.
But it's coming from like
a
journalistic, you know, perspective.
Yeah, one of those tastemakers.
Yeah, I like to say. Okay, let me just put the
tastemaker.
Yeah, so I don't feel like I'm like one of those like social media influencers and shit. Like
a real, like you're a real
I'm more organic. Like you know, like yeah. I feel
actually?
like this is my job. This is not like something I just woke up and was like, I'm gonna go on Instagram today and be a rap blogger or not. Like I didn't do that. You know what I mean?
No,
like,
I feel you.
I went to school for this shit. Like you know, like this is the kind of like career that I've always wanted.
Yeah.
And you know, for me, I could be a tastemaker. That's great. And I love being that in its own right. But like social media influencer and you know like leads to you know some other things that I just don't want to be associated with. I'd rather at least keep my cool to where you know I'm respected as a journalist. You know what I mean? For first and foremost, rather than he came up on Instagram. You know what I mean? Like
set it straight.
Yeah, exactly.
This is my profession.
We totally agree with that. And
Yeah.
we get that the organic flow is a totally different vibe from that
yeah.
fast-paced Instagram.
Yeah,
social
okay,
life
so
vibe.
let's see, like, cause we all know there's one social media bug that's like, you know, always, you know, pushing buttons and stuff. You know, I'll give them the definitions, AK. You know what I mean? Like, dude, like, you know, like there's people like that where I'm like, all right, I can see that your numbers are spiking. You know, you get millions of impressions every day. But it's like, yo, like, what are you doing to further the culture?
I knew you was about to say the C word. I was waiting for it. The culture.
Like, what are you doing to informing the culture? Like, you informing us about, you know, going crazy in the middle of the streets and shit?
Or some real shit.
Yeah, or like
real
some
new
authentic
artists,
stories. You know what I mean?
Original content, maybe.
Yeah.
What is, I like original content.
Yeah.
The repost game is crazy.
The repost shit, and it's like,
okay,
you wasn't even there.
You know what? Let me tell y'all. When I was young and naive, yo, and I was coming up, the repost was like the new app that was like, oh snap,
yeah,
this is our share on Facebook. You know what I mean?
Right.
So like, oh, but just repost this. Yo, it started getting so serious now that people are like, you know, tagging people like the ad name you got it from if you ain't posted from that person's page, and they know they got it from that page. You know what I mean? So. We're coming to that age now, and you know what it is. Like, if you can grow past that and you can make your own original content, you're a king, you know, or a queen in this case. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, yo.
All right, so we're excited to see you. You know what's to come.
Yeah,
I mean, we see you all the time. We respect, you know, your profession and what you're doing for the culture in Miami, and we appreciate you coming out as well.
Of course. Well, you know what? Before I go, I want to get one thing out of the way, yo. How y'all gonna call yourself anti-socialites when you so social? Y'all so up in there.
Do we have to do this? I guess we have to.
You gotta do this for me, yo.
Okay.
Yo.
So anti-socialite is socialite, not. We're just anti the hype. It doesn't mean that we're out here. We're not anti-social. It's not that we don't like people. It's not that we're not friendly. We're very friendly if you see us out all the time. But we're anti the hype. Like you said, original content. We're original. This is organic. We're not out here trying to be hype beasts. We're not out here trying to be tastemakers. We're not trying to be those girls that dress up for Instagram. That's not our vibe. We're two cool chicks. And we like music.
I have not got
We're all about the community.
I ain't getting that twisted.
No, like it's just one of them things where it's like we're anti the hype. We want to push what's real. Miami has so much out here to offer, and people don't know. All they know is nightlife. And we wanted to, show something different.
Exactly. Yeah, you're right. No, there's definitely something outside of the South Beach vibe. You know what I mean? You got to get into, the Goonies and shit.
And we feel like the name represents her and I's personalities because we're not socialites, but you see us everywhere. It's just we're not a typical socialite. We just out here doing it for the culture.
That's what it's about at the end of the day, yo.
So,
I respect what y'all doing, yo, straight up.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, for sure, yo. I mean, obviously, the rest of the Miami media out there, y'all gonna have to, fuck with them if, y'all really doing something out here.
Right, respect.
You know what I mean?
All right, let everybody know where they can find you on social media.
Word. You can find me at _TonyMC. And then you can find my blog too. It's TonyMC.tv.
And that's Twitter, Instagram, everything,
yep,
Facebook?
all same. Yep.
Well, thank you.
Get your hot, better views. I can see it.
What's up? We are here with B to the Dot from hiphopdose.com.
Yes.
You already know it's your girl, Just B.
And it's your girl, Vinana.
And what's up? What's going on? What's up? You all the way from up north, but you down here now.
Yeah, when I used to be an artist.
Okay.
So when I used to travel to Miami, I was touring. I was probably doing like 6 shows a year in Miami. So aside from going to the radio stations, I was like, there was really no platforms. I would fly into town, go to 99 JAMZ, go to King of Diamonds, and fly back.
Oh.
So I was like, there was really no media outlets for artists to come push a single or promote a record or aside from the radio stations. So I was like, yo, I need to create a platform for artists. And I didn't want to be one of them platform artists, a platform where people be like, yo, as long as you pay $20, we'll put your song on the site.
Oh, that payola.
Right, so but that's a lot of the big sites. If you look at a lot of the big sites, the artists are paying to be on these sites. That's why World Star's so saturated right now.
Yeah.
It's been saturated for years, but it's like
It
as
didn't
long
start
as
off
you
that way.
Right, so as long as you was paying, they was playing it. And I was like, I at least wanted to be in control of the quality of the music that we promote. So artists we actually believed in. I'm not gonna charge you if you hot.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that was how I created the.
But why Miami? Like, why were you coming to Miami so much? Like, it's so many other places that have
So as an independent artist, I got my first record deal when I was 18 with Epic Records. Epic Records didn't know what to do with rappers at the time. They had Sean Kingston, they had Cat DeLuna, they had bands, they had pop artists. Me and Young Berg were the only rappers on Epic Records. They let both of us go. So it was just like, when I started doing everything independent, I was getting booked the most in Miami.
Wow.
So I was doing maybe like a 17-city tour. I probably was getting booked in Miami and Atlanta the most. And I was from Delaware. So Philly wasn't booking me as much.
Sorry.
DC wasn't booking me as much. New York wasn't booking me as much.
The places closest to you.
Jersey, all these places is 30 minits from where we was from. So
was it because it was about New York artists up there, or was it because...
But see, I think New York had fell off for
that's
a
what I'm wondering what time you're
right.
What was your sound?
So, I would say it was East Coast.
Okay.
But I think for, like, we had one hip-hop station in Delaware. Kiss 101.7 was the station. And then if we wanted to go to Philly, we would go to Power 99. Or we would, I think they got some new stations afterwards.
They got two new hip-hop stations
right
now.
So Power 99 was it. Cosmic Kev.
That's it.
And all
Thursdays.
of them. Right. You go to the Bat Cave Studios, any of that kind of stuff. We did so much in Philly. So when New York was like the staple for up north then, once they died down, I was like, oh, wow, like I get so much love when I go down south. When I go to Atlanta, they embrace me because I don't sound like down south. I go to Florida, I don't sound like the Florida artist. So I was like different for them that they like, oh, he's so hot, keep bringing him back. So they was booking me. And then I always had a idea that once I turned 30, I was never gonna be a 35-year-old rapper still pursuing a rap career. But with having some experience in the industry, I'm like, yo, to create a platform for artists, if I could share my story on how bad the music business is, then I can help some artists. Like,
so hiphopdose.com started as a way to give artists platforms.
Exactly, because every artist, whenever they go into a town, there's no benefit to going into the town and you didn't spread no love or you didn't leave nothing there in the town. Like, so, we want him to come back. We want him to come do the Anti-Socialites podcast. When people come to Florida, every artist should be doing your podcast. A lot of people come to Miami that's not from here. And when they come here, what do? They go to KOD, they might do something for 99 JAMZ and they leave.
If they can get to 99.
If they can get to 99 JAMZ.
Yeah, you gotta be on a certain
so look at the
level.
artists that, if you're not in a radio format or but you got a big following, where would you go?
That's true.
Right, that makes a lot of sense.
So, as Hip Hop Dose grew, it really started, we was doing festivals.
Okay.
We was doing Sunfest, we was doing Okeechobee Fest.
Okeechobee Fest is amazing.
We did the first year, and it was like, they showed us so much love, they gave us so much access, and we was new at the time, the first year that they started. We probably only been around a year.
Gotcha.
So, I had a partner that was in New York, so we was big at Hot 97. We had stuff in Atlanta, so we was big at AC3, and I had a couple correspondents in Houston. So we looked like we was everywhere.
Okay.
At all, if it was happening, we was there. They're like, oh, so I'm running into people. I run into Zoe Dollars in Miami, but then we run into him in New York. He's like, y'all everywhere. So I'm like, yo.
The artists like to see that, they like to see that you're everywhere because it's just like, oh, they on their shit.
Right.
Right.
So it was just like, for us, it was like, yo, I want a hip hop dose in Connecticut and a hip hop dose in LA, and you know what I mean? Because the name, that's what I come from, was hip hop. So I would never want to create a platform for a genre that I wasn't familiar with.
So speaking of the genre, hip hop, are you happy with the artists that are out right now as a collective, or are you kind of like, it's hard for you to really be behind? Because I'm sure you get people that may approach you and you're like, I don't really fuck with your music, or maybe, it's not up to...
Damn, see?
I respect it though. You know what it is? Because I feel like I was in a generation where I understood the old school and kind of understood the new school.
Yeah.
The problem I think that the new schools, they don't do no research on the people who came before them.
Right.
So I don't think they appreciate the people who paved the way for them to be able to even have an opportunity.
Right.
I also think because of social media, you can get famous faster and you don't have to put out quality records.
Right.
So for me, I think the record labels are behind picking artists. The record labels are broke. So now, once they see an artist did all the work up front, then they get behind the artist. So when you got a cult following already, the label just come and, dangle a couple dollars and you really did all the work.
And then put you in front. They put the machine behind you
Right.
because they have those connections already.
So think about you from Philly. We knew about Meek Mill before the world knew who Meek Mill.
I was selling Meek Mill CDs,
Right.
Headshot Records. That's
So
my people.
when you talk about the Reed Dollars and all the cats that came up, the Joy Jahaz, we was hip to that early.
Joy Jahaz, Reed Dollars,
So,
Black Wolf.
so I always
like,
tell
all of
people
that.
for Delaware, Meek winning was a win for Delaware. His first record in my bag, my boy Sat produced from Delaware.
Right.
So it's like, you know, but that's when music was fun. I don't feel like music is fun no more.
And 05, and then we were talking 05, 06, music was just at a place where it really was fun, and the internet really microwaved everybody's feelings, their emotions, the way
Right.
they listen to music, the way they receive
Right.
information, and it's like desensitized is the least you could say for
I
how
agree.
people care about anything in the world right now. Like, how do we either move up faster to get to change it or level it out, or like what do we do?
Or do we have to accept it?
I mean, we have to. I feel like we have to accept the fact
Yeah.
that hip hop is evolving and it is
Yeah,
going to
we
become.
don't want to be the bitter OGs.
It's not hip hop no more. It's
Yeah,
pop.
yeah.
Like hip hop is now hip hop
Yeah.
because it's the popular music. It's more popular than any other genre.
Right.
So it's like genres of hip hop. We just got to figure out.
It gotta
they
be
gotta
its own
be.
genre. Like when crunk music came out, they created crunk as its own thing.
Right.
If you was a backpack underground rapper, you was that. So I think this new generation need their own.
But they don't want to be labeled. Like
They
they're so
gotta be-
against like you
they-
can't put me in a box. Like that's everybody's
Gotta be
vibe.
something miscellaneous.
I'm with that name.
You not like it's
Miscellaneous
for the
vibe.
people that appreciate music. I think when I was coming up, it was dope rappers, it was dope producers. So you dealing with producers, you know, Timbalands, the Pharrells, anybody now who got a MacBook could be a producer.
Right.
So I look at people who are really talented musicians like Ryan Leslie, who plays like 15 instruments in the studio.
Not to mention he's like a Harvard grad.
He went
like,
to
he's
Harvard.
like he's
Right.
Actually
So-
really smart.
like really smart.
You look at somebody like him and it's like, wow, like nobody would pay for a Ryan Leslie beat no more because such and such homie can make a beat
On GarageBand.
on GarageBand and FL Studio. So the quality of music as a whole, none of these people that make music now can play the piano. They don't think about, you know what's gonna make me a better producer? Should I take piano lessons to perfect my craft? Or-
Guitar, drum lessons.
No.
Should I hire a band?
Whatever the new program is out, I could get a plug-in for that. I don't gotta know how to play the guitar.
Do you think? I heard Nori, I heard Joe Biden, I heard a couple of people talk about this. Do you think there should be like a hip hop, like board of trustees or like something to regulate hip hop and where it can go and like
Like
should
the
we
hip-hop
regulate?
government? I agree.
Yeah, hip hop government. Yes,
I
that's
agree.
exactly what I was trying to
I
say.
think
President
it
of
should
hip
be a
hop.
hip-hop
Who's it gonna
government.
be?
Who would you
Ford?
make the president of hip hop?
I'm a Jay-Z fan. Jay-Z gotta beat it.
Jay-Z will not. He probably won't do it. He probably get too much backlash. And
Somebody of his caliber that I
Nas.
think Nas, it would be a
Because
great.
he's not, Nas is big, but he's not so big
That
that
he
he will
wouldn't do it.
overpower the government.
I got
I think
you.
they would think he would be fair, right? They would think Nas would be fair.
We should have a hip-hop government.
I think that we're putting this out there. We're gonna figure out we're gonna hit up all
Who
the
I also
lines.
think might be a good person is 2 Chainz. Because
2 Chainz is smart
the
too.
reason why
Yeah.
is because not only is he smart, but he knows that he can't shit on the new rappers
Right.
and he can't say, oh, like the OGs, and he kind of in that age bracket too where he understands.
So this is what it
And his
is.
hustle came a little bit slower than everybody else.
Jay-Z would be the president.
Oh, okay.
Nas would be the vice president.
All right.
2 Chainz would be like
The head of
Secretary
Secretary
of
of State.
State.
That's what I'm gonna say, Secretary of State.
T.I. gotta be there somewhere.
Oh, hell yeah.
He gotta be like
The press
Congress or
secretary. He
something.
know how to speak so
Press
well.
secretary.
T.I. would be the
T.I.
press
gotta be
secretary.
there.
yeah.
So we need
We
to
put
push that,
this
yo.
out. We
Yeah.
going.
hiphopdose.com exclusive. All right, well, we thank you for coming out,
Definitely.
supporting, and most definitely y'all check him out.
Hit me up.
Dancing like it's feline, 7,000 in my Levi.
What up? What up? What up? This your girl Vina Nine,
And it's your girl, Just B.
and we have the lovely Miss Empress,
Hey.
First Lady of MMG. Yes.
It's Wilhelmina Jones
Ooh.
in the bitty, aka the Empress Raw, checking in.
Yeah.
How y'all doing?
Good, how are
We
you?
good. How are you?
Great. I'm
You've
good.
been a busy woman.
Hey, you know, just out here grinding, making it do what it do.
That lady hustle.
You gotta be on it. Gotta be on it.
So
This week's a big weekend in Miami Revolt.
Yes.
How was that? We saw you, flicking it up.
Yeah, I have been going since the beginning. I really like to network and just meet new people and, you know, the whole environment. So just went out there. The panels to me are like the gym, the best part of the whole conference, because just being able to get game from people that really out here doing it, like, just the best feeling.
Anything specific that you know heard this weekend that you'd like to share?
That I heard
At the panel. Like any gym that was like you took home with you that was like.
Basically they were saying that you got to make sure that you handle your own business. Like you got to make sure that your business is tight and solid, and that's the truth. Like before you can worry about anybody else, you got to make sure your business, you know, is solid. So I took that, and then like Queen Latifah was there. You understand what I'm saying? Like that's
Queen.
That's Queen. You know, and just to see so many people come to Miami, you know, that's always dope. I'm glad now they're really starting to recognize the Miami scene. I hope, you know, next time they come, they know to get the local media, because we gonna go out there.
Let's say that.
And really
Say it again.
And really cover the event and really promote it and get the locals involved, because that's the part that I was just, you know, I was like, dang, I would like to see more of our own artists get involved, and it's kind of like, you know, I think it should be a better
Representation. If it's going to be hosted
in
Miami, I feel
exactly. But you know, I saw Ball Greasy and Skrilla and a few other people performing, so I can't say they, you know,
they
not
not.
about Lil Burn there, but I'm just saying, you know, I feel it. Get some medium and stuff like that, you know, and let's bring it together. But I love the conference, what it stands for, and young business entrepreneurs.
And let's bring it back a week. We were all there at the BET Hip Hop Awards.
Yeah.
How did you feel about that Luke tribute?
Oh, that was actually my favorite part.
I think that's everybody's favorite part of the whole
That
BET
was my
Award.
favorite part, because like Luke, Uncle Luke, like he deserves it. Like that's all our uncles. You know what I mean? Like you know, let me see you fucking. And if you don't got that in your soul,
If you just don't start twerking for no reason.
Exactly. Can't forget about Uncle Luke. So that was, you know, beautiful. I think way overdue. He was like, it's been like 35 years, and this is the first time he ever been awarded anything, with everything that he brought to the game. The, you know, parents advisory stickers, like everything. Like he really put Miami on the map as far as like the way he did videos, bringing people to the strip club. It's like he really is a pioneer in the game, and he was independent, you know, selling out his trunk. So Master P and other people follow that blueprint. So he never got that respect. So to see him being honored, I love that, because I like to give people their roses while they can smell them.
Like
You know, I think
So tell us like how you started in media and journalism and all that. Like give us the backstory to how you got to where you are today.
Okay, a lot of people that just found out about me don't really know that I've been in the game for a minute. I started off as a rapper. So once I was rapping, I was living in Atlanta. I started off school at FAMU, and then I transferred to Georgia State. I got an internship with Outkast, and that changed my life. So I was like, I ain't going back to FAMU. I'm going to Georgia State. And doing that, I knew that I wanted to rap, being around that environment and everything like that. So I pretty much learned how to record myself, like on Pro Tools, put out projects. So I was doing this in GSU, and I made like a major buzz, because everybody was like buying my CDs, like who's this girl who's rapping? Like then I was from Miami in Atlanta, so
You was different.
That was
so it was dope and everything. And fast forward, I said I wanted to come to Miami once I graduated. I wanted to work for Ross, and I had always put it out there like that, you know. And in the midst of me rapping and everything, I found myself like, I can't wait on these dudes to play my music. I'm gonna create a show and I'm playing my music myself.
Gotcha.
So it was the Wilhelmina Jones experience, and I basically started speaking to all the local artists that I saw on the grind with me, who we were performing, you know, at the Larry Doll movement and different places.
Those comedy
like,
shows.
You know, and so I felt like nobody was interviewing them. So I started interviewing them because I went to school for journalism and PR.
Want to use that degree somehow.
It worked in, it slid in. You know? So once I did that, it was like I started making a name for myself as an artist, Empress Raw. Then Wilhelmina Jones became like, you know, the radio personality. As they were going through their experience, they would come and tell me about how it is on their grind, what they're going through, you know. And I started on the Underground 89.1, and then 4 years ago, I got on with UniverseMiami.com, and it's Wilhelmina's World now. Tuesday, 6 to 8 p.m.
Yeah.
I had to think about it.
Nah, and we see the show, like, you really do bring Miami together, and you bring, like, not only the artists, but the women, too, that are in the industry behind the scenes, all of that, and everyone shows you love. So, like, you're really intertwined with the community.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I've actually been to your show before.
For real?
And on 79th Street,
Oh,
the radio show, like upstairs, and I was. Do you remember T?
Who?
He like a manager. He like
The tastemaker?
yes.
Oh yeah.
He brought me there one time.
Oh,
It
okay.
was a long time ago. I literally just remembered this shit. And I was
Oh,
like,
yeah, you was
this
just
was a
like-
long time ago. I'm like,
You had a
wait,
moment like,
I did.
hold on,
I remember
yeah.
that. I was
Okay.
there. So
Yeah.
yeah, you've been. This is years ago though. This is like 2008.
Oh, a queen.
Yes.
A queen just kicked in
A queen
the door.
is here.
How you doing? Yes. But what were you saying?
No, I
So
was
you-
just, saying,
you
I was
just
just having that moment.
remembered
Yeah,
that-
like you've really been
Yeah,
doing
I
this
really
for
been
minutes.
doing it
So
for
tell
a
us how you got with Ross though, because you put that out in the air in the
Right.
universe a while ago, but it just came about not too long ago.
Right. I'm coming up to be. It's about to be a year that I've been working with them, and what happened was first I became a black bottle girl. I used to have all the artists bring me Bel Air to my show to the point I was tagging them, hey yo, what's good? Hey, when y'all gonna drink my bottles on? You know? But I did that for like a year consistently on my show, and then I just had to run up and like, yo, what's really good?
I'm out here.
I'm out
I'm
here.
putting in this work.
That follow.
I know you see me.
Yeah. And then the show just got crazier. We went from being on the couch to the Villa and G5, Cafe Iguanas, to now we have our own studio. So it's been growing with that. And so basically I did this shoot for Black Bottle Girl, and Ross was like, man, who the hell is this? And that's when it really caught his attention. He had been hearing my name for years, you know, and so I was like, dang, who is this girl? And then he started asking everybody about me. I heard, hey, what's up with this girl? And everybody was checking out, like, she's solid, like, you know, who is this girl who got a show in my city? And so he said that he tuned in a few times and was like, oh my God, like, she got something, like, you know, and with everything that I represent, I know I'm kind of left, you know, I'm a natural girl, you know, all this. And he like, I'm taking a chance on you because I feel like that's good for the culture. Like, you know, I think that's good. You know, we need that diversity, and I believe in what you do. So then after that, I met him, and he was like, oh, you the girl from the picture, because it was a screensaver on my phone. And I met him at a 99 JAMZ event, uncensored. Yeah, and then he was like, oh, that's you? I was like, yeah, can you take a picture? Sure. I was like, you know, you need to follow me because, hey, I'm trying to work for you or whatever.
You hit him with the Cardi B?
You know? And then he actually followed me, and I was like, oh my God, like I was tripping. Like, oh, he followed me, you know? And then from there, he honestly slid in my DM, and he was like, hey, I see you out here running around, what all you do? So I was just like, oh my
I do it all.
God. Right, I do everything, you know, and he basically just saw that I was talented, he saw my grind, summoned me to come to one of his shoots, and he was like, you know, we just started talking, and it took like 9 months for me to get like a meeting with him. But he came at a time where it was like a rough time in my life. I wanted to quit. Like, my grandma had just passed. This was like last year, September, and the A3C was coming up, so I was like, I want to cover you for A3C. Can, you know, because he happened to hit me up the day after she passed and was like, how you doing or whatever, and I was like, you know, not so well. And then a few weeks later, I was like, yo, I need something big because I need to just get out of this space. I was going under, you know, and he gave me that opportunity at A3C. And by the time I posted it on social media, he liked the response and he shot me out on social media. Like, and then the next day after that, we had a meeting. And he gave me the mob talk in the studio.
Is that when we saw you?
Crazy. No, that's the same A3C we was at because we saw you. We was in the crowd. We was in the pit during that concert, but we met you at the studio house. Yeah. And then so it's crazy because that's when we first started, and then so your journey with MMG really started around that time too. That's dope.
That's dope.
What's like a misconception working with Ross? Like that people might think like, okay, he's MMG. What's something special that you learned working with him? I won't say misconception. What's something special that you learned?
That this man barely sleeps because he's always feel like he got to be better than like the last thing. He doesn't stop. Like I got a chance to be there for the Rather You Than Me, like behind the scenes of recording and stuff like that. And his work ethic is really crazy. Like he really lives in the studio. He's not in the studio. He's on a jet doing a show, signing another deal. Like he does this this is not a game, right? And then just to be able to talk to him and him give me that game, that boss talk, that mogul talk, it's just like now a lot of the things that he told me then, it's just like, oh, this is what he meant. Oh, this is what he's talking about, you know? So it's just like to take it all in. It was crazy, and Street showed a lot of love, and he saw it like, damn, like, you know, they fucking with you, fucking with this move, and you know, it's just been a dope experience ever since. So we here now.
Awesome. Yes. Awesome. So tell us what's next for you. Like what you got going next in 2018? We almost there.
Yeah, you got 2-3 more months for 2017, so it's time to just
right. You know, we want to end the fourth quarter with a bang. I have this show coming up called Battle Mania, October 26th at Club Manor in Wynwood. Love you ladies to come by, media. You know, it's gonna be basically it's gonna be a 4-year anniversary celebration for my show. But then at the same time, we're gonna have like a rap battle with a few rounds. We're gonna have a DJ battle with a few rounds, and producers, and just make it to where it's like a networking, like, you know, vibe and everything, like crowd, judges, so it's going down. A lot of brands and a lot of people, you know, gonna collaborate, and, you know, so I just want to celebrate, and I had never even celebrated being MMG, so I'm gonna just
do it all at once.
That's gonna be exciting.
I'm well deserved. Thank you. So I'm gonna do that, and next year I just hope to work with a lot more brands. I'm learning about how in this time being a brand ambassador, so like a lot of people reach out to wear their stuff, or you know, just like Rich Hair Care.
Oh yeah, we got some of that.
Oh yeah. That's my baby right there. Like, so I'm just looking forward to see the development of that. 2018, all the brands that Ross is working with, just learning more about business. We have new artists at MMG, so you know, I'm sure I'll be up there.
Bless you.
Thank you, ladies. I'm trying to hold it in. I promise you, I'm gonna try to hold it in for like an hour.
Yeah, but the new artists, so it's a lot to do. A lot coming up.
Exciting.
Yeah, I just, you know, I really love the hip-hop culture. I love media. I love being able to go to events and just be in the events and show, you know, the world, like my view, like what's going on in my world.
Yeah.
You know, and I just celebrate with all, like, the artists and the people doing their thing, you feel me? I feel like it don't matter if you're young, old, like, whatever, you should be able to bridge the gap. Like, I like all types of music. You know, I try to cover all of Miami. I feel like I've covered like 97% of the Miami music scene. So I'm just looking to go further, you know, from local to global.
I like that.
Well, we're excited to see what else you got going. We appreciate you coming. Let everybody know
where they can
find you, social media, website.
Yes. Make sure you follow me at Empress Raw. Hit me up, email empressraw@gmail.com. But follow me Twitter, Snapchat,
all that.
IG, Empress Raw.
And then watch the show.
Watch the show Tuesday, 6 to 8 p.m. on universemiami.com for Wilhelmina's World.
Yes.
All right, y'all. Thank you so much for having me.
No problem.
Thank you for coming out.
Get back, we gon' ball for y'all. It's
You
a
already know it's your girl Justine.
It's your girl Vina Nine.
And we are the Anti-Socialites, and we have Miss Jill Tracy in the building.
Yes.
How are you?
Queen. Hey, Queen.
Cool chicks. She walked in and everyone was like, oh.
The Queen is here.
Oh, who's here in the house?
What?
Right.
What's up?
What's going on?
I'm like feeling this vibe. So you all are here. This is like your new spot.
This is our new thing.
Once a month.
Once a month.
I love it.
Yeah. We're trying to bring people from different industries together. You know, Sunday Fun Day is a big deal, but we want to come more in the daytime, bring some more life to the day party.
Right.
You know?
Nice. So when Media Links, how did you come up with?
Are we being interviewed about Jill Tracy?
I know. I'm sorry.
All over again.
I'm like,
It's okay. We love it.
Okay,
Go
right.
ahead. No. Go ahead, Phil.
Okay, so our first event that we ever had was when Queens Link.
Right.
And we invited women to come. And like Link, we just use that word a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So,
And
you
it
know,
was for Women's History Month.
Oh yeah, it was Women's
it was
History
March.
Month.
Okay.
So when Media Links, we say, okay, Revolt Weekend, BET was last weekend. We know media's in town. There's South Florida media that we want to shine light on. Let's when Media Links.
Make it happen.
Yeah, we did.
And of
Isn't
course,
it
we had
odd?
to ask the Queen to come.
Why, thank you.
Yeah.
But isn't that odd that BT was last week and Revolt was this week?
Yeah, it was
Like,
kind
I
of weird.
wonder why they didn't do them, you know.
I don't even think BET just kind of like came out of nowhere for so many people. Like everybody didn't know about it.
Yeah. Did you go? Y'all went. I saw you.
Yeah, we were there.
So what did you think? You were like in the building.
Yeah, we were there. I liked it. I had fun. I mean, I didn't expect a lot of the big hip hop names to be there because I figured they would come this weekend, and BET like didn't really put it out there. I feel like that it
wasn't promoted.
But the actual show did Miami justice.
Yeah.
Like
it was something for Miami.
and I felt like it was more for us than it was for everybody else.
Right.
It kind of was. I felt like they must have cut a lot out.
No, being
Really?
there, it was
It was straight to
literally
the
just
point.
like
Where was
that.
Rhapsody?
I don't
Oh,
know.
she
She
was
needed
a
to be
cipher.
there.
You. They
But
said
she was on the cipher. You didn't
Right?
see her?
No, she wasn't.
Yes, she was.
Yeah, she was on the cipher. The women,
which one?
all women.
She was
cipher.
all female cipher.
She was the last
She
one
was the
to
last
go,
one to go.
and she killed everybody in front
Oh,
of her.
maybe I left.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no.
maybe you turned
I
off.
might, yeah, because I was like, this is some bullshit. Where
No.
is
She
Yeah,
was
she was there.
definitely on
Oh my
there.
God, but how much do you love Layla's Wisdom? Who is that? Her album.
No, her album.
Oh!
She was like, who is that? No, that's her album.
kill her.
I really do.
Rhapsody, okay.
I liked it because her and Janae Aiko came out at the same time.
Right.
So I like was listening to Janae Aiko like
Oh,
on
okay.
repeat, and then I only heard hers like once or twice.
Yeah.
But I actually like the first one
Better? Me too.
Because like where's like don't forget your crown, like that sticks
Yep.
with you. So
And the pain
yeah, it
sticks
was.
with you.
It was
Pay
a
Up
good-
so far
It
is
was-
like my favorite on this one.
It was cool.
A lot of this one is repetition, though, I think.
But all albums are a repetition unless
Yeah.
you have a story to tell, like a full-on
Well, she
story.
was telling a lot of stories, but they all sounded exactly the same.
She doesn't have she said, I listened to her interview
That
on Breakfast
variety.
Club, and she was trying to say like she tried to pick a song that was like a more catchier song, but she's a lyricist, so that's
Yeah.
a different. She just
Totally
she just
different
gonna have
vibe,
to just
yeah.
come full-fledged with the lyricism and
Yeah.
knock that out. I don't know.
But
It was
I
cool.
think she'll find a space. I'm glad that there is a lyricist out there.
But we want to talk about you.
know? Okay, yeah.
Let's tell us what. Okay.
What
so
about me?
You have the hottest show on Sunday
Thank
night.
you. Yes, #1 show on Sunday nights on the #1 station in the market and the #1 urban in the country.
Why don't everybody know that?
Okay, I'm
Why
here to tell
don't
you.
They don't know now.
We are #1 urban station in the country. We just won at the National Association of Broadcasters. It's called the Marconi Award, which is like the Grammy for radio. And it's the second time we won in 3 years.
So why
Which
is that
is
not on blast?
amazing.
Because I did not know that.
Because it's Miami and they haters. No.
I think because you're talking about real stuff, real topics.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think there's that. I think people are not used to hearing us have conversations. you know, and I really wanted to make sure that I was on urban radio and not be stuck in AM, because there's a lot of people talking about a lot of things on AM, but ain't nobody checking for that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, but in this form, I get to be on the #1 station in the market, and then it has been received so well, you know, because people like you come on and really share. It's not like pretense. You just like tell a story.
Right.
You know, it's like we're having a good conversation. Yeah.
What can we do, or what needs to happen so that more people can know what's happening? Because you shed light on a lot of different topics and a lot of things that are happening in Miami. I forgot the young lady name. I think her name's V, but they fed like 21,000 people.
Yeah.
And they fed like 21,000 people, like with no help. And it's like the news didn't really want to report it out. We seen it at the BET Awards. He kind of
shady.
He was like, I don't know these people.
Right.
There's so many people out here doing
did they really? We don't know if they really fed them or not. And I mean, and see, that's what I'm talking about Miami. That's the problem that we have, is that as opposed to saying, I don't know them, but that's what we do in our community.
Right.
We reach out. We don't wait for anybody, you know. And I'm looking forward to meeting them.
Yeah.
No, that bitch didn't do that.
Not at all.
He had to just go, I don't know who they are, and it, you know, not make them valid because he didn't know who they were.
Right.
And that's a big problem here, and that's, you know, what we have to do to like change that narrative.
And I feel like we try to not only just look at entertainment, because a lot of people that aren't from South Florida look at Miami as South Beach, and it's just entertainment.
Yeah.
There's people like us who want to shed light on the culture, the social issues, everything, and it's nice to see on mainstream radio that you're even talking about it. Because nobody would know.
Listen, if none of us ever talk about Cardi B again, she gonna be all right.
Right. She will.
Because everybody with a laptop think they're an entertainment reporter.
Yeah.
So that space is so crowded. And, you know, I think a lot of people want us just to be talking about some irrelevant bullshit.
Right.
You know, so that people don't, and stay woke just becomes like a little hashtag. It's not legitimately, you know, like we really are woke.
Yeah.
We really are not playing.
Yeah, because if you try to fact check somebody, they're like, oh, no, I heard it.
Yeah, well, where did you hear it?
But
that's like communications major one-on-one. Like, you gotta check your resources.
I need a source. Right.
Well, who are you saying? Primary or secondary?
Okay.
Like, where did you get these facts from? And like,
let's Google it.
Can I get receipts?
You know what I'm saying?
Can I get some receipts?
Right.
For real.
Exactly. So yeah, and so I think that what's up? See, and unfortunately, I do these things. I just like start talking to people. That's
G-Wag. We are Sunday Fun Day. So people sliding through, they seeing us live already.
What's up, G-Wag? Yeah, we're filming. Do y'all know G-Wag?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
G-Wag's the other one.
Oh, well, you know, it's all the same camping. All y'all be camping. So anyway.
Right.
Yeah, so
what are you working on? Because it's outside of
Hot Talk. My web presence is going up, Hot Talk with Jill Tracy. And then my JillTracy.com, which is like sort of this lifestyle. Bless you.
Bless you.
Because they are kind of different.
Yeah.
And a podcast.
Okay.
Actually, there are two. One is called They Shall Remain Nameless.
All right.
Okay.
What does that mean?
Well, I've been in this game for, how old are you?
We owe.
Okay. Okay, I can tell you, I've been in this game as long as they've been alive.
Okay.
That's at least 20 years.
All right.
And so there are lots of stories. And I was really at the renaissance of South Beach. So I was one of like 10 people who really kind of helped build South Beach.
Okay.
And so me and a lot of those people will be on the podcast telling the stories that got us here.
Okay.
I'm ready to hear this.
But, you know, most of them are celebrities that are still alive. So we can't really.
Can you tell us a shameless, they remain
nameless
story real quick, a fast one, like a really quick one.
A really quick one.
You don't have to say who it is, but we can probably guess. Do you think we'd be able to guess who it is?
Oh God, no, you won't be able to guess that one. This person used to have a really bad coke habit.
Ooh.
And used to sit up at Club New, which was like the biggest club at the moment.
Okay.
And do blow at the table. At that time, actually, it was, you know, that was the
very
thing.
normal.
Like
It
Miami
was,
Vice, like,
it was very, Miami Vice was real.
Yeah.
Like they would come to the club
To do blow.
No, they would come to the club to get story ideas because that was real. So yeah, they still out there gigging. They cleaned up a little bit, but yeah.
They don't play for the Dolphins though, right?
They don't play for the Dolphins.
They don't.
It's a female.
Oh.
And
wow.
Oh my God, yeah. And the basketball player, the very, very, very well known basketball player that choked me up in Club Dream one night. And told me about his wife's name. Ever came out my motherfucking mouth again, he was gonna kill me.
Oh, okay. Well, you the Wendy Williams of Miami.
Well, you know what? That's what everybody used to call me because I was in your garbage can. Okay, I was not.
But now Instagram is doing it for you, so they didn't took your damn job.
and when thank God, when I was doing it, I was the only one out there.
Right.
So, people would wait with bated breath for me to come on in the afternoon.
Okay.
And I was on every day at 3:45, 4, and 5:45. Right? And so they would literally, first I was on in the morning, that was on in the afternoons. And then it would be, oh my God, did you hear what Jill Tracy said today? And that would be like all over town.
Like the news break.
How did you?
It was crazy.
But how did you feel? Like, was it hard? I mean,
because it's addictive.
You gotta
find
out
when you are that only one in that space, and everybody is like,
so that's your own lane, and
yes.
you create it.
So you create it, but then it is like a drug. It's like, you want more and more and more, and then you start getting, the housekeepers at the Ritz-Carlton calling you up. I got something for you, girl. I got some tickets for you.
You know
what?
Do you ever think you went too far?
Yes.
I wasn't ready for it to be
so
blunt.
definitely did. Yeah, I caught a Heat player. He was on my flight. We were on our way to Maui, and he was cheating on his wife with a white girl. And I couldn't wait to get off that plane and get on that radio.
Oh my God.
And I told all his business. She was driving.
And she heard
you talking it on the radio.
Girl.
And one of her friends called me and was like, she could have killed herself on the road with you and that bullshit. And I thought about, what if that had been me? What if I had been driving? And I'm in love. I got 2 kids. We just doing it.
Yeah.
My husband is famous. And I hear somebody on the radio in Maui. I know his name's in Maui, so I know she probably ain't lying.
And it's broadcasted to everybody. So is that where you kind of felt like, maybe I'm... Or what? No. No.
Oddly enough, that didn't do it.
Okay.
But you know what did it?
What?
Bill Clinton.
What, him and
when Bill Clinton had to go on TV and say, I had sexual relations with that woman.
Okay.
I thought, this is what I do become. That the president, and at that time a good president, you know what I'm saying, was going to take him down for something that really had nothing to do with that. Like, imagine right now, would you rather have Bill Clinton or 45?
45. I mean, Bill Clinton.
Right.
No. Because I was thinking of 45, and I'm just like, I wish somebody say something to make this one motherfucker step down or resign.
So you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, I mean, and that's like part of his legacy forever, and I didn't have nothing to do with that. But
what you were doing,
right? And I was like, you know what? My family did right by me. They did. They want better. I know they want better for me, and there are better things I can do with my voice than that.
We definitely see the transition. I mean, we weren't there back when it was happening. I'm sure it would have been lit when we were part of that.
There was no Instagram.
No, there wasn't. There wasn't none of that.
All it was Motorola two-way page me.
Ooh, so now you had to have, like, somebody else had to have it.
Right.
But how did you have like a Kevin Hart, and you had Young Thug, and other people that's being caught by other like celebrity gossip sites or Instagram pages. How do you look at it now? Like, do you think they should just leave people alone, or?
No, I think that they should be more careful. They got to be more. First of all, you just can't condone cheating. You know what I'm saying? And his chick is
pregnant.
Like, what else do you want?
About to pop,
dude. From all intents and purposes, she's a good girl. She don't have a whole bunch of scandal behind her. She ride or die with you, So just behave your damn self. Right. But if you're not going to behave yourself, then make sure you're protected. Make sure you know and the crew around you, because a lot of times, especially when you famous like that, it's your crew. You got to make sure it's tight and they got you, or that kind of thing happens. Was whoever the hooker was, he was in the car with in front of, was it the Eating Rock? Oh, in front of the
Live Eating Rock.
Oh, that was
Right.
our friend.
We don't know that was her for sure.
It could.
Your friend was one that was on TV.
No. We don't know her. No, I don't know her. But
that's
the
the one
friend
who
that
said
got
she was in the car.
the girl that got dragged into this from Miami.
Oh, okay.
Momo.
No. I'm talking about the one that went on TV.
Oh,
and
okay.
said that was
No.
me.
We don't know her.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know her.
But yeah, I mean, you know, you just, and it's not the girl. I mean, you know, that's, as the girl, that's your karma.
Right.
So you do with it what you want.
Hey,
You know.
It is what it is.
But they got to know better.
I feel you. Well, with everything you got going and what you have coming, please let the people know where they can find you. You know, every Sunday. I know you're about to go to radio station right now.
And I love y'all because I don't do nothing on Sunday.
I very appreciative.
I ain't write no scripts tonight.
Oh,
and
she freestyling.
Okay. I have Desmond Meade. Have you all talked to him yet?
Who?
Desmond Meade.
No.
I have to put you in touch with him.
Okay.
He started the campaign to get for former inmates to get their rights restored, their voting rights restored. And it looks like it's going to be on the ballot.
Okay.
And so I have him and another brother who was incarcerated and came out and doing really well and is helping him with it. And then I have a chick, Kayla, out of New York.
Okay.
Who just got out of prison. And she's, I think, just got out for parole. You would never know what to see. She looked, I mean, I honestly just like, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
you never know what to see.
Yeah.
But, you know, was carrying for her dude.
Right.
And got locked up. And so she's out and she's a part of it.
Okay.
So she pulled up on Diddy so hard on Thursday. It was just always, it's like, yo, I need you to do.
Good.
And he did it. I mean, he gave her a number to get in touch with. It was,
awesome.
She's so just gangster with it. So,
awesome.
Yeah.
I also want you to talk about what you do with the kids, the mentoring and
Yeah, well, you know, that's some of them over there. That, you know, somebody really wise told me early in the game that you have to have somebody to mentor, you have to have somebody your age to vent to, and you got to have somebody older than you to be a mentee to. And it is so true. You just can't walk this walk without, you know, somebody forecasting for you. The girl would be like, bitch, let me tell you where I'm at. Help me come down from this. And somebody that you can teach. Because you know how few of us it is in the game. You know, and that our stories will never be right. And now with this digital space, you know, it could be erased. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's like, it sounds paranoid, but you've seen things in our lifetimes that you would never think people would do to other people.
Right.
You know, so I don't take nothing for granted. And I think it's really important that we find, you know, young people to bring up. I'm grooming kids in high school now, you know, to get in the game. Because every newsroom I've ever been in, I was the only one. Usually.
Right.
Yeah.
And we need to see diversity. We need to see people from other communities come in. 'Cause there's a lot of kids that want to be in this spectrum.
And now that the game has changed, you know, and podcasting, yesterday I moderated the panel at the Black Professional Summit. And I was sharing with them, because Trappin' Ain't Dead was there, Munch and Janae, they did a thing. And I was sharing with the crowd that, you know, you all, those professionals think that it starts and ends at 2, 4, 6, and 10.
Right.
You know, and then it goes down to the papers and then it's radio. I was like, but we've created, it's like the Underground Railroad now.
Yeah.
You know, and so with podcasters, and we're reaching thousands, you all are reaching thousands and hundreds of thousands of people, like directly.
Yeah.
And it's really important that they get to know who you are and reach out and be a part, because these elections are coming up and they're going to need you.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, once you get to, it's like the podcast, and I'm about the podcast because it is another way. It's a lot of shit that I want to say on radio that I just can't.
Well,
you know?
we're going to get you on our own episode
Yeah,
outside of this venue.
Yeah,
And,
let's
you
do
know,
it.
we're going for time
He's like,
purposes.
I know he's like,
Your social media where people
oh
can find
yeah,
you.
all Instagram Jill Tracy and Hot Talk with Jill Tracy and Twitter and Facebook. Boom, that's it.
All right. Well, we thank you for coming.
Yes.
Make sure
Love
y'all
you, mean it.
listen to her show every Sunday night, 105.
Yes, it is.
Wow, yeah. Dogs off poppin' in the East, dog. We know she gon' go cause she a freak, though. See, no, got me feeling like the man now. Man now, fuck with me, it's gonna be man down.